Hey YouTube, just wanted to show you all my new frame. I just put this together. Cost me £28 from Hobbyking's website. What a bargain, that's all I can say. Plus £7 shipping. Arrived in a couple of days to my door. And I must say, for the money, I think it is a really solid, sturdy frame. It comes all complete with the landing gear and the rails underneath to hand your gimbals. The only thing I've added is this plate here for my FPV camera, and I added a plate on the back here for the LiPo, just to give it sort of good central gravity. I've got it all hooked up with all my FP gear on. You got the transmitter there and LiPo under there. I didn't get it as quite as neat and as clean as I'd like it. It is a bit of a bird's nest for wires, but all in all I think it's pretty good value for money. This is where the EECs are meant to go, but I couldn't get the signal cable from the EECs when they were sitting there to reach all the way up to the NASA. Now I probably could have used some servo extension leads or something like that. I'd have had to chop up the wires for the motor as well, cut them down, but I only had a day to put it together and get it going, so I just figured I'd put them on the old conventional way. Some cable ties and a bit of double-sided tape there. It's all glass fibre, aluminium bars. The arms are meant to fold in, but I've got them tightened right up because I don't want them to move. I'm not sure whether I do want them to fold up or not. So I've got some RC Timer 1000 kV motors, just some 30 RC Timer 30 ampere ESCs, running on a 4S. Gives it lots of power, or it should do, with the NASA V2. It's a nice flight controller. So yeah, all in all I think it's a bit of a bargain. It doesn't come with any instructions, but it wasn't too hard to put together, to be honest, and it didn't come with a distribution system for the motors, but I've got one buried up inside. I don't think you can see, but I didn't find that a problem, and I must say how light I think it is compared to my TBS Discovery that doesn't have a gimbal. It's probably about the same weight, considering, you know, I've got a gimbal on this, and it's aluminium and not all glass fibre and plastic like the TBS. I love the TBS, don't get me wrong, it's a great frame, nice and clean when you put it together, but for the money, £28, less than 30 quid, delivered to my door, I think it is a bargain. So this is going to be its maiden flight. All things being well, it should fly and stay in one piece. I haven't bothered flying it yet because the weather has been so rubbish around here lately. It's just been rain, but they've got a bit of a break in the weather, so you know, while I was bored I put all the FPV gear on it, the gimbal on it, everything, and I figured we'll maiden it all loaded up, fully loaded, so hopefully it should fly. Obviously the GoPro should be in there, but I'm using it to film. So yeah, like I said, it comes with the landing gear as well, and the rails, the arms, the plates. It's nice because you've got all these levels to bury stuff in. I've got my PMU buried in there. I've got a IOSD Mini there for my FPV camera, I did hook up a video switch, so when I got the GoPro on I could switch from my goggles between what the GoPro is seeing and what my FPV camera is seeing. But I don't know if it's because I had a crash, but it doesn't seem to be working. It only works on one channel. It was working fine, so what I've done is tear out all my electronics off my old Flamewheel 450 frame, which I must say, compared to this, is very flexible. Lots of flex and bendiness in it. But compared to this, I think this is solid, and like I said, it's light. I think fully loaded, like I said, it weighs about the same as the TBS Discovery, which for the size of it, it's a 550, not a 450. I think it's cool. Okay, let's see if it flies. one thing I seem to struggle with on the nozzle is the voltage protection. I can never seem to get it quite right. It's either not enough or it comes in too early. Trial and error, hence why I've had to change my frame, because I kept turning the voltage protection off so I could get longer flight times, and I've had a couple of crashes as a result of that. Anyone who's seen my Christmas Day crash when I bought my new NASA V2, that's what I did. I took a big chunk out of the GPS module there, but it seems to work just fine. But yeah, hence why I changed the frame. It was too flexy and flimsy, but this is solid. It seems really solid. So let's see if it flies. Here we go. Let's take off the GPS. Well, it works. It's nice. No vibration. I'll drop the cameras because I need to get other sticks. Mars is doing a good job there, holding it up. Hands off, look. So, I'm going to put the GoPro down. See if we can give it some beans. Just put a fresh light up on it, so should be good. Too early for my liking.